All right, well, let's jump right into it today. I want to start with a quick look at where we are for the year. So I'm calling this our Q3 check-in. We've got our final quarter here to go, and it's been one, if you guys have been watching the show, I'd say one of the biggest tails of the tape for us so far has really been just the underperformance sales-wise for the GTA housing market, specifically looking at the Toronto Real Estate Board stats. And so here's a quick synopsis of that. As we take a look at year to date, we're sitting at 47,727 sales, comparison to the same time last year in 2024, which had its own challenges, sitting there at 51,828. So we're about 4,000 units off the pace to keep up with where we were last year. Now, have we seen particular Q4s outperform others? Absolutely. This thing could turn around a little bit, but at the moment, we are trailing behind. And again, if you look at the average price year to date, comparison to where we were last year as well. So we're currently sitting at $1,077,000 on average for the Toronto Real Estate Board across all home types. Whereas last year we were over the 1.1 mark. We were 1,120,216, and we finished pretty much at that mark. So the price is really maintained in Q4 of last year. And if that's the same case here, we will have another loss in average price in comparison, and very likely a decline in sales too. Because Matt, I don't know about you, I just don't think we're going to hit the 70,000 mark this year.
Yeah, unless we see a significant rebound to finish off the year. And the only way that can really happen is if we see a little bit more buyer confidence in there. And I think we've got a lot of good talking points today to kind of see where potentially buyer confidence might be going and what some of the economic factors that will shape that confidence going forward, which is ultimately going to ultimately decide whether or not we finish the year strong or if we're going to finish the year a little bit sluggish.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's coming down to the buyer confidence. When we take a look at the impact that interest rates have made on the market, it's been ineffective. It has not been the tool that's brought the housing market back around. And I know you've in particular have spent some time today, prior to today, to take a look at that. And we've got some comments from the Bank of Canada themselves that are kind of admitting the challenges that they're seeing there. So we'll get into that. And the one thing that I'd just like to share with all the potential buyers out there is I've been watching 4 neighborhoods for 4 different clients in particular this week, and I have seen some amazing sale prices, just flooring me sale prices, 2019 level sale prices. And I can't think of another time in recent history, like in the last 20 years, where we've seen that kind of option to go back 6 years ago and buy a property at those prices. And I'm not telling anybody what they need to do, but if you've been waiting for opportunity is out there. I've been speaking to a number of listing agents that also have homes at fantastic prices in these neighborhoods, and I'm checking in to say, hey, how's your activity? What's going on? One in particular said, we've had great showings. We're at 40 showings already so far. Nobody's given us an offer. We did not think we would be on the market longer than 2 weeks. And I said, I didn't think you were going to be on the market longer than 2 weeks at that price. They're considering another price reduction. I don't know if they're going to hold strong. Like the client's still saying, like, I don't really want to go much lower, but I need to sell my house. Well, 40 people have come through and they have not given you an offer yet at this point. Typically in that range, it's price reduction time if you really want to move that thing. Now, those are just some of the opportunities that are out there for buyers. And I think it's important that you're aware of that. If you're just sitting here thinking that option isn't there for you, please contact somebody, open your eyes. There are huge opportunities out there to be had if you're so inclined and if you have the ability to do so. Matt, does any of that ring true in pockets that you've been watching? Because in particular this week, I've seen 4 sales that absolutely blew me away with the deal that they got on that house.
Yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, when you have so many active listings, buyers have so much to choose from. And what we're seeing is, like you said, we've had so many people come into open houses, come to see the property through showings, and buyers are super selective. They know that they're in full control right now. They know they have options, and they're being extremely patient. And when they see potential sellers starting to make those adjustments, especially sellers that really need to get out of a deal or get out of the property they're in because they've already purchased something else, or a life event's happen and they need to make a change. We're seeing them drop the prices potentially to really great price points, and buyers are jumping on those. But I think the biggest clear takeaway is buyers are super selective, super patient right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump into our show for today, and that'll be an ongoing conversation throughout the next hour we have together here.